Hello, everybody. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 is ready to begin. Yeah. So, get situated here. We'll see who pops on. And we'll do this thing. Yeah, we will do this thing. A few things to talk about after the Lion's Gate. So, yeah. Pretty cool. Just look and see. We'll see who pops on here. Hey Tom, how you doing? So lots of things going on. Universe is shifting and all kinds of cool stuff is coming. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. So we'll see who else is here. We'll see how many people we can get today. How's it going, Tom? Hey Vic, how are you? Hey Jess, how you doing? I feel off-centered. Hi Laura, how are you? Yeah. Hey Kimberly, what's up? How's your day going? Hi Adrian. How are you? Everybody still out, still dry after last night's rain? It was crazy. Last night's rain was crazy. It started here at midnight. It didn't stop till, gosh, 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. Yeah, and then it happened again like at 8. It was nuts. Good, I'm glad you're feeling good, Kim. That's awesome. Yeah. So, I took a little bit of Lionsgate and a little bit of some other stuff, so yeah. We'll see how everything goes. See if we can fill this hour. We can always fill the hour, right? With these mandates. Jess, are you talking about the vaccine mandates? I'm telling you, my swelling is... I'm telling you, Kimberly, pretty cool, right? Yeah. Well, Laura, aren't you getting ready for the hurricane? Hurricane's coming tomorrow, right? Or Saturday or Sunday or something like that I saw in Sarasota. Hi, Liz. Hello, Teresa. How are you, my friend? I hope well. Yes. So, okay, so I guess we're going to start. He's ready. Yeah, so Jessica, are you talking about the mask mandates or the vaccine mandates or what? So just let me know that. Okay. Oh, Jess, you already did. Okay. Okay. So my friend Jessica wants to know, and I normally don't do this, but because she was right at the beginning, ask Spirit what is going on with this mask mandates. Okay. So mask mandates are going to be in place from now until next spring, okay? And that is because of the variant, all right? And knowing more about COVID, okay? And it's going to get to the point where to be vaccinated, the only way to be able to do certain things is to be vaccinated. Masks will not be enough. And that isn't a mass vaccination thing that you have to do. It is, are you going to, I know. Spirit says it has to be, everyone needs to be vaccinated to be able to lift the collective into more and more fourth dimensional energy. It will not be possible if people, hey Kathy, the sooner the better, he says, okay? Because again, he doesn't want anybody left behind. But the people who are against mandates and things like that, they are holding themselves back. Okay? And they don't understand why people have aversions to the vaccine because they were brought here, the knowledge was brought from them to scientists. So my guides and guides like mine, they don't understand the resistance, But what they also do, nobody has natural immunity, Jessica, to the variants, and the variants get stronger and stronger. And I hate to say this, but this is what Spirit has given me. The variants are getting stronger and stronger to kill more and more people who are not vaccinated. The selection process, okay? You can hope and pray that you don't get it, but what happens if you do, and it's really bad? Because we don't know, right? We don't know how our bodies, because we're not that, hang on. As we move into fourth dimension, right? There'll be less and less disease as it gets cured. But how it will be cured is by the vaccines that we're using now that have been in development for 10 years, that are coding vaccines, okay? It's going to cure cancer, it's going to cure blindness, it's going to cure dementia, it's going to cure heart disease. This is the future because they are receiving the information from the universe. They're not just thinking it up. They're actually getting messages, as they have throughout human life, of how to fix things. They just don't think about it. It just doesn't come to them like that, and selection of the, what's that called? What's it called? The selection process, right? And they keep pressing that people need to get vaccinated, and that's why rules will get into place, right? That if you want to be in the society and do certain things, you have to be vaccinated, just like polio and smallpox, and yet couldn't go to school without getting certain vaccines. And that's why, okay, the collective, right, the herd immunity has to get it done. For the society. We're not just one person. As Spirit says, we're not just one person, we are the collective, and the collective is up here, right? Same thing down here. Selection of the fittest, yeah, Laura, that's what that is. Natural selection, right, Kim? So it is, I have said this, Spirit has said this through me for probably a year and a half, that there'll be a shift of not the haves and the not the have the vaccines and the have-nots, but it is going to be where there needs to be more haves the vaccines, okay, and they have to and we have to understand, right, that we don't know, and this is why the conspiracy theories are there, or people believe different things, right? Because of the way that it was laid out, the way that it was brought to the surface, the way that this happened, right? And I wasn't going to talk about this today because Spirit said that you wanted to talk about it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about that. So it's interesting that Jessica asked the question, okay? So like Spirit had said before, spring and summer are going to be good. We're going to go into fall, be okay. Might have to do some other things, right? And we see down in the South and things like that the more family members get sick and either get sick and pass away or just get sick, family members are all getting vaccinated because they see what this does to people, okay? And they don't want it to happen to them, okay? I got the vaccine because I've always gotten vaccines, and Spirit said, as soon as it comes out, as soon as it's available, you got to get it. Okay, cool, right? So, yeah. So this isn't a political thing for me at all. It is divinely guided from my guides. It always has been by my guides. And I talked about this months ago, but when the vaccines are ready, y'all need to get them, because the sooner we do this, the sooner we get back to being the average normal society. And one more thing Spirit says is the people that push don't getting vaccinated and push don't wear masks, if they're political, they will all lose. Okay, so just because of that, they're going against spiritual teachings. They're going against what people need to do. Okay, as a collective, as we move forward into fourth dimensional energy, right? And this will prove to people that that these things are life changing, right? And that's important to understand that that they're on the cusp of curing cancer. They're on the cusp of curing heart disease. They're on the cusp of curing HIV/AIDS. They're on the cusp of curing dementia, right? All the things that have infected human for 12,000 years in 3D will now be one step at a time eradicated. And somebody said to me the other day, well, it's interesting, what will the pharmaceutical companies do? There's a lot of money in curing people. Okay? And as our society changes and the world changes into a different energy, right? Pharmaceutical companies will make they'll make their money doing something else, just like everything has over time through evolution. Okay? So I hope that answers your question, Jessica. Yeah. And now they're talking about booster shots, and I'll be in line for that too, because I have a compromised immune system from my childhood. And again, if Spirit did not want me to do it, he would tell me no. And that's going to lead us into our next conversation. Okay, so I'm at a point in my spirituality, right, that I'm able to decipher through trials and tribulations, guys, okay, exactly what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it, who's here for a reason, right? I'm done learning that. I'm done with the person who's here. It's time for me to push them out, right? Kind of like friends, but these are spiritual teachers and people who it's interesting. This has happened probably 4 times, maybe probably be 4 times. No, 5 times, Spirit says. In my 7 years of doing this, right? That it's gotten easier every time that this has happened. Where people who do what I do bring me messages, okay? And the messages don't gel up with what I've been told, okay? And you know how Spirit always talks about, they're gonna test you, right? Gonna test you, okay? Well, for me, it was, Lionsgate was a huge thing on Sunday, okay? Even Lee was exhausted. I mean, he has a tendency sometimes to be a shapeshifter, right? So he didn't look like himself on Sunday night. It was kind of weird. And I said something to him about it. You don't look right, because he's clairvoyant and connected and things like that. So, so Lionsgate was massive for me, right? And it was all about healing, right? And if you looked at any of the graphics, the memes that I repost and things, right? There was all kinds of cool stuff about what this is, what Lionsgate was gonna bring to the surface. Kind of like Mercury retrograde, only a shorter period of time. You only have 10 days or 11 days, I think it was something like that, right? So it's about being more conscious, about understanding, going, okay, what the hell? What is that? What do I need to heal that? What else do I have to heal, right? For me, it was all about healing. And that's been my journey forever in this lifetime, okay? Is to heal not only what has happened to me this lifetime, but also happened to me in past lives, okay? Chimes. So with Lionsgate, it was interesting. That was on Sunday. Last week, I had a conversation with someone who is new to my life, and she gave me some messages that she believed came from her guides, okay? And it was negative, okay? And it took me about 12 hours to actually go, oh, it's a test. Because that next morning, I was like, okay, Spirit, WTF. I don't understand. You got to help me with this because I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I said, you got to help me with this. I don't understand why, this is what I said. I don't understand why people come into my life and tell me stuff, I said the other word, that I don't think is real. I'm like, it can't be real. Because the journey that I've been on for 7 years, 4 years in particular, right? No, there's got to be something. There's got to be something going on. There's got to be something why this is happening to me. Okay? And I said, it's about time you need to have conversations with me, and you need to we need to have direct contact, which we do. I want a conversation, and they're not in the conversation. Know what I'm saying? Not at all. So I had a reading. This was on I don't know what day it was. Monday? No, last week. And on Saturday. No, it was Monday. No, Tuesday. I'm sorry. Tuesday. Sorry, guys. I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday had a reading. This was the day after I had the conversation with this person, and I talked to one of my friends / clients. And we talked about exactly, I was channeling for her, right? And it was interesting because I was channeling for her and for me with the fact that, no, you're getting all the information that you need. What you're receiving from other people is a test to see how long it will take you to go, oh, no, that's not real. It's not real. It's not real. Not real at all. See? And it went boom in my heart. Like, oh my gosh, I got it. It only took me 12 hours, 13 hours, okay? Wasn't really fretting it because I truly believe my trajectory and my destiny is to go to Maui, buy my house, right? Bailey's not gonna go, Lee's gonna go, everything else, right? Write some books, things like that. So this person was the 5th person to tell me that the things that I'd been told, the things that I've been doing, are all for naught. So what Spirit wants to talk about is that, okay? Is when you get to a certain point where it's not ego. That's the key, okay? My ego is this big around right now because I control it, right? 2 years of doing this, guess what, guys? Oh, no, we're not doing that because that's a lie. I can pick out a lie like that. See? So understanding that when you get to that certain level, which you all will, right? Trust me, you're all going to. People that are watching this now or in the future, you're all going to understand once you get there. Trust me, you will. You're going to be like, oh my God, I hear that's a lie. Bingo. Okay? It's about learning and understanding what you have to heal. Are you committed or not? Are you into this for the long haul or not? For me, I've always talked about disappointment. I've been disappointed with not receiving what I've wanted most of my life, right? But that's because I'm freaking 7,000, my soul's like 7,000 years old, right? Well, it's not gonna work out the same every lifetime. Duh, right? But that internal inside of me is like, well, I'm gonna get, I don't understand, how come I'm gonna get what I want? So they bring people into your life to activate that. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? You're kidding, right? No. 5 times in 3 years? Well, yeah, 3 years. See? All because they need me to be healed of that, right? And understand that I've got all the information that I need from my spirit guides, my guardian angels, my tower of guides, right? Everybody that's there to take care of me, my mom, my dad, whoever, right? And it's so funny because before this week, I was off on a depression thing for days. Like, oh my God, how could they do this to me? I don't understand. And it's like, okay, who do you believe, Bill? Me? Us? Or them? Well, why would they? Because they're meant to give you that information to see how you react, to heal yourself. To heal yourself and know you're going to get exactly what you've been told, exactly what you want. Okay? Right? And I know people that I've spoken to in readings and things, right? Where we will have a conversation, Spirit will give them guidance, and guess what? Within freaking 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, they got everything the Spirit talked about. Boom, 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 boom. Like, oh my God, well, how easy was that? Well, it was easy this time. But as you raise your vibration, your frequency, right? It's going to be easier. But between here, Kathy's like me, exactly. Between where you're at today and where you'll be in 6 months, a year, there's a lot of space in there. There's a lot of space in there. Okay? So it's all about understanding and being conscious, right? Because if what I tell you resonates with you, that's what it's about, right? Again, I've had people that I've talked to who have said, well, Bill, this other reader that I saw, blah, 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 and then, and it didn't really feel right, and they'll say, what do you see about that? And I will tell them, they'll be like, oh my God, I got tingles all over. Well, yeah. Again, not to disparage the other person, right? Because I don't know that other person. I don't know what their connection is, how much human baggage they got, right? How clear they are with their channel, right? And also, I know Spirit, and if their ego's involved in that, right? Trust me, when I channel, there's nothing between me and them. Nothing. Anything that would be Bill, gone. Bill's thoughts, gone. Because it can't interfere. It's too exhausting for me, right? So I've got to be clear. The cool thing is the energy bursts and things like that with Tammy have helped me immensely, right? That's why she came into my life. And understanding that, guys, that when people come into your life, they come into your life usually for a good reason, not a negative reason, if you've done your work. Okay? If you understand who you are and you work more and more on yourself, right? My belief and Spirit's belief, that's why I do coaching for the soul, right? It's not because you can just sail through and raise your vibration and be this truth teller and do all this other stuff through just doing. No. You've got to get at the core and understand that you have to heal those wounds. Got to heal those wounds. Okay? It's impossible to move any way forward because guess what? You can raise your vibration, raise your frequency, but it's going to get sabotaged eventually. Okay? Or I'm going to do tarot cards and that's awesome, but guess what? That's going to get sabotaged. I'm going to start doing some counseling. I'm going to start doing this, that, and the other thing. Awesome. Are you working on your stuff or are you working on seeing and getting what you want? Well, the only way you're going to get what you want in an easier way is to clear your energy of negative vibes. Hey, Tracy. And negative vibes are energy, right? It's negative energy that you carry from your childhood, from trauma, this lifetime and past lives, but mostly this lifetime. See? So it's super, super important that as you go through your process, right? And you open yourself up to guidance, that you understand that you got to take care of this too. If you don't take care of this too, it's going to sabotage you eventually, right? And understanding that as you receive guidance from other places, because you will, the brighter your light, right? The brighter the light comes out of the top of your freaking head and around your body, the more people are going to want to give you guidance, okay? And you have to understand who those people are. And understand that they may not be reading you right. Or your guides have an ulterior motive to heal you, right? Right? To look at yourself, to look at your relationships, to look at your family, to look at who you are, right? They're going to do that because it's another way to get you to react to it, and it's usually because it makes you feel bad. Like, oh my God, I don't like that. Oh my God, I don't believe that. Oh my God, and you get into terror, right? Or you have the other switch which is, no, that's not going to happen. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm wonderful. Okay. I had a reading with a person today who was just that. No, that's just who I am. Okay. And tried to push the narrative. It doesn't work with me. It doesn't work with the spirit. He's like, oh, stop. And this came out, and something came out of my mouth. You're like, oh. I'm like, yeah. If you wanna run the reading, that's awesome. Go ahead. But I'm gonna go. But if you call me and set an appointment for information, for me to tell you what's wrong with that relationship and this relationship, and that people believe this relationship is awkward, well then, do you want the information or not? And she didn't gather that she had so much childhood trauma that she needed to work on to change the energy in her life so that her kids liked her friends liked her brother and sister liked her. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. So why are we having this conversation? Does that make sense? Right? You're always going to be led, like I said, where did you get my name from? She goes, oh, he just showed up on Facebook. Ding, 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 ding. Hello? We're supposed to have a conversation. Was she open to it? Not really. Always having a comeback while Spirit is giving her messages without sitting and receiving the message, right? And then responding. It was all defense. Well, there you go. That's why you're, older and don't have anyone in your life, no man. Kids really don't like you. Right? Again, one of those things you have to look at and go, okay. I think she was 50. Okay, we got 40 years left. It's a long time to be the same way, right? So that's what is so important that you understand, right? That when somebody comes into your life, right, I'm going to do what's best for you, if you want to hear it or not, right? And that sits with her. We'll see if we have another conversation, right? Who knows? But when you are on the journey of knowing who you are, right? And people voluntarily, that you didn't ask, want to give you guidance. No. Never be, oh gosh, what do you have to say? Oh my gosh, what do you think? Because they're going to give you what they're getting. You don't know how their connection is. You don't know how open they are to it. If they are able to separate themselves from it. If ego's involved in that with them. Okay? Got to understand that. So this is kind of a warning, Spirit says. Just so that you don't, because you don't want that energy, right? You don't want that energy not only in your psychological mind, right? Thinking, oh my God, they said everything I'm doing now is wrong. And oh my God, what am I going to do? And all of a sudden you're all upset and don't understand. And like, WTF, I don't get it. I've been doing this. I don't understand. Well, again, that's the reaction that your guides want until you learn not to take on that energy. That makes sense? Right? If they bring you someone, right? Is it good is it for the good of me, or is it to get me to react in a different way? If you're comfortable with one person, right? Like I'm comfortable with the people that I go to for information, which isn't very many, right? Because there's always a slant on things. See? Because they want me to get guidance from them when I need it. James, see? Bill, you don't need anybody else to tell you anything. You got it right here. You just want it like this, which I used to like it like. I used to want it like that. But when somebody approaches you and says, "Oh, I was in meditation and I got some messages for you, but I don't think you're going to like them." Okay. Do you feel that you need to tell me these things And when you do tell me these things, what is the purpose of that? You know, I've only known you 3 months, 2 months, right? But understanding that that's from them, right? Right? And I can give you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 instances in the last 4 years where diversion has been the tactic, right? But then I can list off a dozen things that have happened in the last 3 years that I know for a fact as I look at Maui live on my TV screen, right? That I'm going to Maui. I'm going to buy my house on Maui. I'm going to write my books in my house on Maui. See? So that was a test. And that's very, very important to understand that it had me psychologically for about 12 hours. I'm like, okay, what the heck? What's going to happen? I'm ready to move from here. All the work I've been doing, and then all the ego stuff, right? All the stuff that is lingering. Because ego's always lingering. Boom, back in action, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Hit me in the face, hit me in the gut, hit me in the heart, hit me in the face, hit me in the gut, hit me in the heart. Oh, yeah. See? Tossed and turned all night like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my gosh. And then waking up in the morning, taking my shower and going, okay, WTF. Got to have a conversation here, guys, because this ain't working for me. And they're like, well, duh. And the person doesn't even know because she's just delivering the message that she got and thinks she's doing okay. That's okay. She performed well. But that was a test for me. So we're tested continually, guys. We are tested continually. And then you can do about it. Okay? If you choose not to take the test, then guess what? They'll bring it back around again and again and again and again. Okay? So it's super, super important that when people give you unsolicited guidance, okay? And sometimes when you go, I'm gonna think I'm gonna just go find out. Okay. Do you get it or not? Right? Does it follow what you believe is true? What you're working on? Right? But also, hi Veronica, also, is your ego involved in that? No, I don't think they're right because, I think I know better. Really? Are you God? Well, God bless you. If you're your spirit guides, your guardian angels, oh my gosh, God bless you. What are you here for? Because I've talked to people who are like that. No, Bill, I can kind of figure out. Okay, well, good. I'm glad that you can, because no one else can on the planet. Ego, right? Wanting to be right, right? Self-sabotage. That's ego right there. I'm going to sabotage you and think you are the greatest thing since sliced bread so that you don't get where you're supposed to go. I can hopefully get you to quit if I can self-sabotage you enough times, if I can have conversations in your head, if I can make you think that it's all bullshit. Ego wins. Because it's hoping you will quit. You'll quit your ascension. You'll quit everything just because you just give up. Do you want it or not? Because I'm telling you, I've talked to some people who are on that trail like that, and I'm impressed. I mean, a couple of freaking energy blasts, and these people are like on freaking fire, moving forward, right? Just absolutely writing stuff and connecting with spirit and writing stuff down. And I told one, Liz today. She's like, Bill, my hand gets cramped, da-da-da-da. Use your phone, talking to your phone, put it on, hit picture, hit video, and talking to your phone. Get everything you want out. Then if you want to go back and write it, you can. I wouldn't, because you need the inflection tones in your voice and things like that. How excited you are, or how angry you are, or how disappointed you are, or how excited you are. That's important when you go back and listen to them. See? So I use my phone all the time to talk. Okay? And Liz just said, it's a game when you're talking out loud. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this because that kind of brings it up. Thank you, Liz. Spirit's guiding, right? Tuesday, Lee and I had a conversation about just that. Okay? He was analyzing my readings, right? And he was analyzing what had happened with this person. And he's very, very smart. He's very, very smart. But he does some things spiritually that I don't agree with. And we had a pretty rocky weekend. And we had a very good conversation for probably an hour. And he asked me questions. He said, well, Bill, why do you have people talk out loud if eventually they don't have to? Well, because when they're down here, they're human. As you raise your vibration, as you raise your frequency, you're less and less human every day. That's what's so freaking awesome about it, right? So when you're down here, you gotta talk out loud to let that energy out of your body that's been sitting there for decades, being upset about something that happened when you were 5 or 8 or 10. The what the F moments, right? What the F? I don't understand why that. What the F? I don't get it. Letting that stuff out and giving it to them, and then they come and they clear it and they fix it, either with an energy blast or from Tammy, or with some other way, a meditation from Steve Noble, or whatever they bring to you, right? Through somebody like myself or somebody else that you trust. Not a new friend, okay? But somebody that you trust, somebody you've been around with a while. And then as you talk more and talk more and talk more, hey Shay, this stuff is easy. Are you kidding me? I just got to ask them for what I want and it shows up? Ask Kathy, she'll tell you. Yeah. What it's about, right? The lighter you are in human emotion, the lighter you are in that energy, the lighter you are because you're letting it go, you're not carrying it anymore, that your throat chakra is open and able to say everything that you've ever wanted to say to somebody or about somebody to spirit. As you do that, your vibration raises. Your frequency raises. Why? Because you're freaking lighter weight. All of a sudden you're freaking floating. You're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm $1 million freaking dollars. I'm like 15,000 feet in the air and I love it. Well, of course you do. Hey Betty, right? And understanding that when the next layer of BS comes, right? Because there's loads of it down there, baby. You got more BS down there than you can possibly imagine from this lifetime. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, it don't matter. Because if you're 20, you got stuff from this lifetime and past life that you got to work out. 30, 40, 50, same thing. A lot from this lifetime and stuff from past lifetime. The more you speak it, the more you let that stuff out of your body, that you never have a conversation in your head, ever, right? This is about your children or something, something like that. But when it comes to, when you can't speak it out loud, right? But understanding and that this is how you have to do it. And he's like, well, that's interesting. Because he's not that guy. He's very introverted, right? He doesn't like to talk a lot. When he does decide to talk, it's like, oh, this is a blessing for me. It's kind of cool. So that was one of the things that he talked about, was he didn't understand that. So it's interesting that he's listening to my readings, number one, right? He always has his buds in usually. But are they on or not, right? Can't fool me. Because that was a prime example. So we talked for an hour just about that. And we talked about this other person. And why don't I believe what she told me? Because it was a test. Well, how do you know that? Because they told me that. When I'm like, okay, WTF, what the hell's going on? How come you can't tell me that? If that's the case, I got to change gears. And they're like, no. Dude, you get all the messages that you need from us. And they gave me a couple of examples. I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Because for me, it's just normal, right? So I forget because they're like Lee. They're not conversations. They're like statements. And I'm a conversation guy, right? Because I've learned it makes me feel better when I talk. It lets that energy out, right? Spirit to show me, when you blow up a balloon and then you just kind of a little at a time and it makes that noise, right? Because if you let it go, it's going to fly all over the place because we can't do all that. So we can't let it all out at the same time. So little by little, we let that energy out of that balloon. And that's us. That's a great analogy, right? But then we blow it up again, right? And then we got it again. Well, let's do this again, right? It's us. As we let our energy go, as we let our stuff go, as we let our experiences go, right? There's always going to be more until you've ascended at a frequency higher and you don't have much of that stuff left. There's just bits and pieces. I always call it black dots. If I got a couple of black dots left, right, about certain things, obviously taking guidance from somebody else instead of them. And I remember having conversations with Spirit years ago about that exact same thing. Listen to us, Bill, no one else. You listen to us, that's it. If somebody offers, Bill, you can listen nicely, but don't take any of that as being serious. Oh, well, guess what? Right? Because we're comfortable with that person. They come for a reason. And this person came to wake me up to the fact that I still have work to do on that. But it only took me 12 hours instead of days. And that's the way you have to look at it. Exactly, I got to look at it. I'm so much better than last time. Have I mastered it yet? No, I probably never will. Right? But he's also shown me, like he's showing me again now, is the fact that when I'm in my new career, right, from Kihei Maui, right, traveling all around the world with my books and things like that, that there's always going to be haters, Bill. There's always going to be people, and that's what he said to me about the situation on Monday. I don't think the person was malicious in it at all. She was just giving me messages that she received, right? But understanding, he says, Bill, there's always going to be people who want to push against you. There's always going to be people, Bill, who are haters. There's always going to be people, Bill, there to criticize you because that's who they are. He says, so you better get hard, like you used to be, only in a positive way, right? Disciplined, connected, conscious, whichever word you want to use, right? Because it's coming. And I went, oh, because with everything good, there's one or two bad, right? To keep you honest, to keep you tested, right? And not investing in the chimes, see? It's not worth investing in the bullshit. It's not. At all. It's not worth it. But human nature is to look at that stuff. It's a car crash. My God, what's going on? Let me figure it out. No. Bill, stop. Leave that alone. It doesn't matter. Stay over here and focused. Okay? Like he's saying, he's saying now, in your future, Bill, you will not read the critics. You will not read after you go from city to city and things like that around the world with your books. Nope, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And the stuff over here on the good side could be lies also, right? They like it. That's fantastic. Bill, this has nothing to do with you. Neither side have anything to do with you. It's about you being okay with who you are and standing in what you know to be your truth. Makes sense to me. Now, in the moment, does it make sense to me? No, not at all. But all that fits into Lionsgate, right? It all fits into Lionsgate. Because I was feeling the energy before, and I'm like, this is freaking crazy. I've never felt like this before. And I have done meditations about 8-8. I have followed them for at least for the past 5 years. And this is the first one that actually was like, boom, right? And why is that? Because my frequency is higher. My vibration is higher. See? So as the next one comes around next year, all of you who work on yourselves, right? And then we got more fourth dimensional energy taking us and lifting us into that great space, right? 8's going to be even more important, be more intense on us, to get us to finish up our stuff, right? To get us to go, okay, I thought that was healed, but it's not. Got to look at that. Lee was even said, my God, I've been exhausted this week. Well, because it's 8-8, Lionsgate. He goes, what the hell is that? And I tried to tell him, he was like, he walked away. I'm like, okay, he ain't not ready to hear that. But then Tuesday, he was all about it, see? Hi, Amanda. So that's what you have to be conscious about, right? You got to understand that as you raise your vibration, things in the universe are going to mean more. That's why I post that stuff. Some of you will get it and go, oh my God, that's exactly how I'm feeling. Or you will get into tomorrow or the next day or a week, right? And you'll be like, didn't I read something? Oh my God, I think Bill posted something about something about maybe Mars being in Virgo or something like that. And I'm feeling, and I read it, it's exactly how I feel. Well, that happened today. Mars is in Virgo. It's home sign. A lot of good stuff can happen. It's all about you. See? So understand, thank you, Amanda, take care of yourself. So understand, you guys, that I post those things. If they resonate, cool. If they don't resonate, that's okay, right? Because the collective, someone in there, I'm doing it for someone, including myself. Because there's a lot of good stuff in those astrology posts, right? Somebody might get it, somebody might not. Oh my! Again, and then what is so amazing, so amazing, is that when you tell other people about it, right? They look and go, oh my God, I feel the exact same way. What is that again? Oh, Mars went into Virgo and blah, blah, blah. What does that have to do? Well, no, here, let me show you the post. And then, oh my God, that's exactly how I feel. Exactly. Again, that's what it's all about, right? Is understanding that all that stuff means something to somebody. And if it happens to catch you next week, or the week later, or 2 weeks later, or 3 weeks later, guess what? Yeah. See? Even if you don't consciously understand it, you reading it is enough, Spirit says. That's true. It's very, very true. Right? Very, very true. So, as you raise your vibration, as you keep on working on yourself, as you start letting more and more stuff go, as we go into the fall, okay? It's going to be a very nice fall, Spirit has said. It's not going to be there's not going to be a lot of rain. Snow is going to come late, okay? I got to be honest, I hope I'm not here for it. But if I am, I will be, right? It'll be what it is. I can't change it. Well, you know, Lee keeps saying we're going to move to Sarasota, Florida. If it's by the end of October, if Hawaii doesn't materialize, maybe there's a pit stop there for a couple months or so, right? But we're not going to have to be here for any more winters, and we'll see. I'd rather not be here for any more winters. Same. But again, after the heat breaks today, it's going to be a wonderful weekend. Okay, it's going to be in the 80s, and there's going to be no humidity. Probably going to be the best weekend of the summer because it's ending quick. Okay. So this weekend, make sure that you're outside doing what you want to do. Sit your butt on the ground, right? That's what it's about. Get your feet on the ground, sit your butt on the ground, go to the water, sit on the beach, look at the water, feel the water, just be. You'd be surprised at what you receive when you do the great clearing by the water, or just sitting on the ground in the sun, out of the sun, like under a shade tree. In the sun is best because, chimes, sunlight activates our DNA. The vitamin D, it activates us. Hi, Jody. And that, again, that's what it's all about, right? Is taking care of ourselves. We need sunlight, right? And it's starting to dwindle. If you've noticed, it's getting dark at like 20 minutes after 8 now. That's an hour earlier than what it did at the last week of June. See? So it's only been 6 weeks or 7 weeks probably 6 weeks since the summer solstice. Summer doesn't last that long, right? So it's all about being conscious, taking advantage, okay? Because they're dwindling. The Spirit says, this will be the weekend that you dream of in January. Take lots of pictures, take lots of videos, go and do something. Go and do something. Even if it's just sit outside. Doesn't matter. Go to the park. Go to the beach. Right? Whatever you can do, it's the time to be outside for this weekend and take lots and lots of pictures about it. Okay? So, I'm doing a psychic fair in Lake Orion, okay, on August 22nd, okay? And then I'm doing one in Marysville on September 2nd or 4th, September 4th, okay? And then I'm doing one, where's the other one at? Marysville. Jackson's on the 26th of September. I'm going back to my hometown for that. And there's one, and then there's another one on September 11th, okay? Back in St. Clair Shores at the Pavilion at the Bruce Post, okay? It's all on my website, billhoover.com, under Bill Events, or I think it's either C Bill or Events, not Bill's Events. But that's going on. I am, I think I've booked every weekend in September, every weekend in October, and one in November so far. So I'll be around, okay? I'll be around anything north of 8 Mile Road, okay? Anything south of 8 Mile Road, I'm not going down river and stuff like that, you know. There's one in Toledo, which is an hour and a half away, but it's too hard to get there, okay? And I've thought about doing it, but I'm like, no, it's an hour and a half to Jackson from here. It's easier to get there and home than it is, you know, yeah. So we've got, how much time we got? Got about 8 minutes. If anybody has a question, I will answer it for you. Let me see if anybody put anything on here. Yeah, so Teresa's talking out loud. That's awesome. Out loud. Shay's doing the same thing. Well, Shay, don't just do it when you're grateful, my dear. You gotta do it all. You gotta do it all the time. Okay, do it all the time. Let's see. Now, Catherine, you know I don't do messages for people. I answer questions. But messages are strictly for readings. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Liz is okay. So Liz, hang on a minute. Jody, yes. Cancer, Parkinson's, all diseases will be gone within the next 10 to 12 years. The vaccines that are now for COVID are the vaccines that will save the world from disease. I'm telling you, directly from Spirit. Okay? Directly from Spirit. He said that, a year ago. Okay? That all those things will be cured. Blindness will be cured. Dementia will be cured. Alzheimer's will be cured. Heart disease, kidney disease. Diseases are third dimensional, guys. Okay? And that's what it's all about. So get the vaccine, please. Okay, so Liz, will I be getting a home off base or on base? Not sure where to focus my manifestation. Off base. Okay, Liz. Yes, Veronica. Yes, sell the house in and move to Spain. Okay. Yep, it's time. That place is beautiful. Okay, Amanda, having vivid dreams. I know that I can through anything, but do I need to prepare for it? No, Amanda, nothing's bad. My dear, if you keep your energy where it's at, there's nothing bad. There might be a little bump in the road to see if you'll continue on and being positive and allowing the positive energy to expand. But there's nothing bad. Or can I expect a big good instead? Again, the ego is using my fears. Oh, well, that's what ego does. It uses your fears against you. I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop because that's your history. It's about changing your history by saying, ego, no, that's not true. That's a lie. Ego, that's not true. That's a lie. That's a lie. All you do is lie. A shoe's not going to drop, ego. It's not going to. And if it happens to, I'll catch it before it hits the floor. Bingo. Because I'm smart. Because I am wonderful. Because I am ingenious. I am strong. I am healthy. I am badass. I am, right? So important. So Shay, Bill, sometimes I get a strong urge to message you, but at times I'm not sure I'm supposed to. Okay, Shay, Shay says, sometimes I get a strong urge to message you at times, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to message you about. You just message me and say, Bill, getting an urge that I need to message you. Okay. They just want you to message me to see if you'll do it and not stop. That's all it is. Again, allowing yourself to flow. Don't think, just do. Go with the urges, my dear. That's what it's about. Okay? Husband skill, we can't afford it or the housing market will plummet. Liz, the housing market is not going to plummet. It's not going, it's only going to go up. Will it stabilize some? Yes, but it's not going to plummet. That fear needs to go out the window from your husband, because it's not true. Again, anything fearful is a lie. Anything fearful is a lie. Anything you are fearful of is a lie. Unless it's physical harm, right? I mean, if it's physical harm, anything else, it's a lie. Because if you are positive, if you are raising your vibration, if you're surrounding your house in divine white light, if it's surrounded and inside it is amazing energy, and everything grows, my trees grow, my freaking everything grows, right? It's going to be good. No fear in here. We don't allow fear. Maybe we do for 12 hours, right? maybe 12 hours, right? So that's what it's all about, you guys. And I know this was kind of a cornucopia of stuff today. It wasn't my plan. It really never is. My plan always gets thrown out the window. And some people that I know say, well, Bill, you're kind of all over the board. Well, that's the way Spirit is. Well, Bill, you got to stick to one thing. I try to stick to one thing, and it don't. I just channel, and whatever he wants to channel that day, right? So thank you, Adrian. So Betty, when they leave California, Bill, hopefully then they can buy a house. Who's they, Betty? I don't know who they is when they leave California. I don't know who that is. He worries about it won't be Kelly long enough. He thinks we will be here. Yeah, I don't think you're going anywhere, Liz. I think you're gonna be in Cali. Oh, Liz, she's your mom? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. When they leave California, they'll be able to buy a house. But I don't see them leaving California for at least 2 years. Not yet. Liz is there for a reason. She's there to use that California cool, groovy energy that's in the state, which is connected to Lemuria, okay, to further and raise her vibration. Okay? So, and if you do, I don't think you're going to move far from California. Yeah. Veronica, my my oldest daughter died this weekend. He did not believe in spirits. Is he okay now? Well, yeah, Veronica, just because he didn't believe in spirits here doesn't mean that he doesn't go, oh my God, how cool is this when they get to spirit? Or heaven, as people call it. Yeah. Hang on. He had a painful life, he says. Had a painful life. Okay? And I don't know what that means. But he's sorry the way that it happened, he says. I'm sorry the way that it happened, but it was time. It was time. I don't know what that means. I don't know if
One moment.
I don't know if you heard it. I don't know if you heard himself. Oh, there he goes. So did everybody hear that?
Still working. It's currently clear and 90 degrees. Expect mostly cloudy skies starting in the afternoon. Temperatures are heading down from 90 degrees to 79 tonight.
Veronica, there's your answer right there, my dear. That's him. They love to play with my equipment, right? They love to play with my equipment. See? Isn't that funny? if it's not Siri, if it's not Alexa, if it's not my phone and Galaxy, right? I don't know who it is that's talking right there. I have no idea what that is. But they do. So, there you have it, guys. This is my life, right? So, listen, your bitch, so it's high. Tell you what, it's high, right? It is high. Thank God. Because the higher it goes, the easier it is for my money to show up, to buy my house in Kihei, and we get to move. And I'll get chimes. Say that? And I get, see? And I get to start the next chapter of my life. And that is Namaste, right? That is fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So anyway, guys, cool. Thanks for joining me in Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. I will have this on YouTube in probably the next half an hour or so. If you haven't liked my YouTube channel, please go to YouTube and like my channel. Subscribe to it, please. Like my videos, okay? Yeah. Tell your friends about me. Share my stuff, right? Share my posts, if you would, on your Facebook pages. Share my stuff on Instagram, right? We're one big collective family. Let's rock and roll. If you need something for me to do, let me know, and I will definitely help you. Thank you, guys. You guys don't understand what you mean to me. It is wonderful. I love doing these things every Thursday, and I will talk to everybody next week for Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. And Kathy, I'll talk to you on Monday, okay? Thanks, guys.